Hey, JJ, what's up, man? Hey, Dustin, what's going on? You guys hear me okay? Hey, Chicago BBW, hear me okay? I'm gonna grab a water. Hold on for a second. I'll be back. They give some time for people to get in here. Hold on. Y'all see my fat butt get up. Hold on. I sit on the floor. My seat is never really high. Hope y'all can hear me okay. Anybody else jump in here? Okay, good. I'm gonna make my water. I'm gonna do a little update on Taemon Blair. They've actually put some more news out on him. And yeah, we're gonna talk about this one. I don't know about the other one. Who was the other trucker? I haven't heard that one yet. Who's the other trucker Chicago who got killed out here? Let me know what you know about that one, because I haven't seen that one yet. Let me know. Yeah, Dustin, I got a sweet tooth right now, but I got some banana bread in the back, and I think that's what I'm going to have for my sweet tooth. I'm going to be going to bed here in a little bit because I've got a, I'm going to be driving, probably take a nap, and then head on out, because I should have my hours back by that time. Let's see here. Let's see who all has popped in here. All right. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get into it. Anybody can come in. Go ahead and give us a like, thumbs up, subscribe, hit the bell, share this out. So I saw the report, the coroner for, I think, Fort Wayne, Indiana, released a more detailed report because he's getting a lot of blowback from social media outlets regarding Chicago BBW. I'll find out. But for Taemon Blair, they've released a statement because I guess they said, oh, there's misinformation in social media regarding his death. And so the Fort Wayne coroner released a more detailed statement that they've played on some of the media outlets. I'm going to put that link below. I just got through watching a brother named, I think it's Jay Blaze, Grandmaster, something like that. Anyway, he it looks like what he does on his channel is he likes to go look into situations that aren't right in the black community. And so this particular situation, he has actually gone down to Fort Wayne, Indiana, and has asked some questions. I'll be linking his video below because it was quite intriguing. I just got through watching it, and I will say I even posted it on my Facebook page, on the trucker, not trucker, but on my Trucker Doll page. It was quite interesting, some of the questions he came up with and some of the responses he got. The report that they gave is a little more detailed, still claiming a suicide. Ironically, if this gentleman who did the investigation, that's doing the investigation on his own, if that is what he said, is that when he went down there and he started asking questions, they told him that the investigation was ongoing. And he raises one of the best questions I could ask is, why would an investigation be ongoing for a suicide? He also raised another good question that I thought he asked. It's not typical for black males to hang themselves. That's just, if you're going to commit a suicide, it's not typical. That's how we would do it based on our whole history of lynching. So it's just, stuff doesn't still add up. There is a lot of stuff going on, rumors in social media, all this stuff that may or may not be true regarding, his neck being cut and all this other stuff. Also, it sounds like a good autopsy might not have been done on this boy's body. And there's a lot of questions around it. A lot of questions around it. My issue, and this is where I always have a problem in to say, oh, well, so-and-so is saying this, this, and this, I got to come up with a more detailed statement, because you shouldn't have to, how can I put this, especially for that kind of job. It's a scientific job to be a coroner, okay? It's scientific. I see lacerations around the neck, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Based on the lacerations, leave it there. I don't know why. I've always thought that determination of suicide or death or whatever, you can say death by asphyxiation. I didn't know that the coroner would take it all the way to a suicide. I didn't know they could write that. I don't know. Maybe they can. I'm not a coroner. I know that this gentleman who's doing this, he said he has talked to the family, supposedly. Again, I don't know him. This is the first time I've ever watched his channel, but it was, like I said, he hit on some very intriguing points in his video. And supposedly he is in Fort Wayne. He's down there and he's done calls, and yeah. And he gave us a little history. So for you guys that don't know, Fort Wayne, which I thought was very interesting, and this is not the first time I've heard this, what's true or false, I don't know, is the home of the Klan. It is where they originated out of. Is supposedly, I'm going by just what I have gathered. It is like their origination headquarter point for the Ku Klux Klan. So that was something that he brought up in his video, especially by the way that Taemon died. Again, I believe we're in a climate right now where people are unhinged, and they feel that there are no repercussions for certain behaviors. So they're unhinged and they're doing some stuff. The trucking industry, Bill, when I first came into it, told me this is a very racially driven industry. Osbios, and I never forget his dad saying, you know, he basically dealt with the race issue, and he said, I go into Lily White Dispatch, and basically, he dealt with the fact that the majority of the people in dispatch are not of any other minority ethnicity, usually other than white. It's the biggest population. You may see some of us now sprinkled, but in trucking, it's still we still got a lot to overcome in the trucking industry. What's weird now, though, you know, you don't have a lot of them wanting to work in the industry, but now you have a lot more foreigners there, a lot more Latinos in the industry. Racial views, and they don't have any kind of filter. If they don't like blacks, Mexicans, if they agree with a certain political climate, and sorry for burping, there is no filter. They say what they feel, and they don't give a good damn. And right in your face. Right in your face. They don't care. Do not care. So let me make sure, because Swift looked like he's trying to back up next to me, and I'm like, okay, you gotta watch Swift. I know I work for y'all at one point, but some of y'all drivers can't drive. You gotta watch them. And being they were sitting in the seat together, I knew it was student and trainer. Yes, I do. I gotta watch it. So I have a lot of question marks on the whole story. And what I really, sometimes I hate to say it, as black families, we may not be as educated as some of our brothers and sisters. So we may not handle things in the most proper way, especially depending on our economic and educational. So in reality, I want to know, why did mama not get an autopsy, or did she get an autopsy on her boy once she got that body back to, I think he's from Carolinas, I would have had an autopsy done on my child when he got back. But I don't know what their financial situations are, and that could also play, hey Mandisa, that could play a major factor on, this dog is so damn cute. It kills me when you get these truckers who have these frou-frou dogs. This dog is this big, and he walking his little manly owner, and he is walking with his papa. He's this big. It is just the funniest thing to see. These big burly men, or males, because they might not be a man, they could be a grown male, out here with these little frou-frou dogs. They're just as funny as hell. But anyway, I really don't know why Mama didn't get a autopsy, but at the same time, we do know that they were asking for a GoFundMe, and I don't know if that's to help with burial costs. I don't know, so I don't know. And there's truckers out here, right? Right now, I don't have life insurance until my new insurance kicks in. So if something happens, I'd be left to the state. If the family decided for whatever reason, I highly doubt that they're gonna do a GoFundMe to put me in the dirt, I'd be shocked. But they can just leave me to the state. I'm not worried about it because I'm dead. The spirit ain't with the body. But I don't know if they just didn't have the funds. I don't know what the costs are for the coroner. I don't know. They might not have had the funds to do a good coroner. I keep saying coroner, or get an autopsy done for this child. And I really think that's one, because I believe that one of the reports said that the mom said she had a call from one of the detectives that told her there looked like there was a struggle in the cab. That's right. I think the mama should have went for the money for the autopsy. Queen, thank you. I agree with you. But again, I don't know. Again, we don't know the level. Sometimes I've met, and even in my own family, there are people in my family who are at a certain education level, and I'm not trying to call them dumb. They just don't know. And, they have a certain life they've lived, and they only have a certain understanding. My father sometimes doesn't know right from left. It's just like he thought he was going to get an annuity. I'm going to take all this money and go buy me a $60,000 sports car with no consequences. He doesn't understand certain things, but he also doesn't try to understand because to him it's too complex. So I just won't deal with it because I'm not smart enough to deal with it. And it's too much work. It's just too much work. And if it's something he is not interested in, I just want to get the money. But when you then tell him, hey, if you do this, they're going to take half your money, then he understands that. But oftentimes it could be educational level. Maybe they did not know. And what Mama should have done was ask for an independent autopsy to be done once she got her baby's body back. Now, could happen right now, which I think should happen right now. She needs to be talking to NAACP, Urban League, and some of the civil rights organizations. And she needs to be asking for a GoFundMe, and they need to exhume that boy's body. And then we need to find out the truth of what injuries have, because there's something saying his legs was broken. Right, Queen, it is not too late. They need to exhume that baby's body and go ahead and let's get in there and find out what exactly, because his bones will tell us a lot. The bones, there's still flesh on him. So even though he may have even been embalmed, there's things they can still find out. Science is very good at what it does now, and we can find out a lot more. Was there a struggle? Was there a fight? It's deep. I'm still the old civil rights viewpoints, kind of like he's got his picture, his thumbnail picture for his video is an old Malcolm X video where Malcolm was by the window with the AK. Like, if you want to ride up, go ahead and ride up if you want to. That's his picture for his channel. So, and when you listen to him, he has that kind of, I hate to say, kind of that Malcolm X thought process. Well, I hate to say, and I am happy to say, because I liked he was very linear in his thought process. He's a former veteran, and for whatever reason, this has flagged a red hair up his behind, and he's looking into it. So I've actually subscribed to his channel and put on for the bell because I want to hear what he finds out next on it. But I will also put the video coming up. It's not one of the news stations where they released the second report dealing with all the social media backlash that's happening to Fort Wayne because of this particular death. Yeah, it's very interesting. So I'm going to put that down below, but I did want to hop in here and kind of bring that to light, that they did release more information on Taemon Blair, but it was more... thank you for subscribing, Queen. I appreciate it. And share it out. Thumbs up. Give us a like. All that good stuff. But they did release more information because right now I think they're getting such a backlash with the coroner's office regarding this death. I mean, there are, in the black community, T.I., who's a rapper, and other people are starting to basically ask for more information. And, all of a sudden they come out with this very official statement. And like I said, when I see statements like that, it's almost like what I call your cover your ass statement. So it's hard for me to believe it because you didn't come out this detailed in the first damn place. And again, I mean, I did a little tour of my cab. Y'all saw that. I'm 5'2", 5'2", 5'3" ish. Okay. The statement now says, because originally I was hearing he hung himself in the back of I thought in the back of the trailer. And I'm looking at the back of the reefer trailer. I'm going, how the hell? Look, I'm asking my question. I'm doing them Sam Hill things. If he was driving, it's kind of a Sam Hill. How in the Sam Hill did you hang yourself from the back of your trailer? And that's what I was thinking. Well, now it's worse because from what I'm understanding from the new coroner's report, he hung himself inside this cab. At 6'5", I want to know how the hell he did that shit. I'm sorry. I want to know. I really, really want to know. How in the Sam Hill did you hang yourself at 6'5"? And I'm not laughing because it's funny. I'm laughing because that's crazy as hell to me. I'm just looking at my truck right now, and I'm having a hard time. If he was 5'2", I can see, but even then, I'm just thinking all the work it goes to try to strap something up. I mean, in this Volvo, I might be able to bust the window out, tie something. Cause I don't see. I don't know how. I don't understand. And when he reads the report that he got regarding the investigation, the dude that found him, he was going to deliver across the street from this truck stop, okay? The dude that found him had come out to the truck, I think 3 different times, if I'm remembering from what he was reading, and knocked on the door and then felt something was weird and opened the boy's door. The door was unlocked. The driver... Your truck done been there for how many hours? You trying to commit suicide and you left your door unlocked? Black in Fort Wayne, Indiana? In a place you ain't never been? I ain't buying it. Something the hell ain't right. Something the hell ain't right. Something the hell ain't right. And the reason I do think you're seeing it more in trucking is because of how trucking moves. Like right now, there's so many people going in and out. Most truckers are really paying attention to their own day. They're not, your goals are to get your load where you're going, to attention to what's going around you, which makes you more of a person to be a victim. B, if there's something that happens to someone here, you're not paying enough attention to even know or, to be aware of anything odd because you're just, and in trucking, you got a lot of odd ass people. There's a lot of odd people in transportation. So it's not unusual that if you see something that would be deemed unusual in trucking, because everything in trucking can be kind of weird. So that's why you got to be cautious. Like when I walk, like I came across this yard, there was a guy standing out here. He's standing for a minute. I'm paying attention. I looked at him right in his face. Kept walking. One of the reasons I tell y'all keep these curtains closed. They don't know if I have a dog back here. They don't know if I've got a husband back here, a co-driver, a girlfriend, boyfriend. They don't know what I got back there. They don't know shit. They don't know if there's another person in the bunk, which makes usually 2 people less likely for you to have a problem. If they know you're independent, more likely for you to have a problem. Oh, they go to 2 Swift drivers. Yeah, a trainer and trainee. I don't know which is which. But you're going to be more likely to have a problem. So you don't know what's going on. That's why I don't care if you're male or female. Keep these damn curtains closed back here. Don't keep them open. Keep them closed. Keep them guessing. They don't know if you're in a single sleeper or double sleeper. You see this Volvo? My Volvo is as wide as the regular. You don't know if it's a single sleeper or double sleeper unless I tell you. You don't know shit. So keep those curtains closed. At night, because of what's been going on, I'm looping these seatbelts always through these arms. I'm going to have something for that ass if you come up in this truck. So, I see, I don't work for a major carrier anymore. I'm just saying. The Shannon, don't work for a major carrier anymore. Come up in here if you want to. I'm just saying. You can try it. You might be talking to Jesus after the try. I'm just saying. So y'all be on your shiznit and on your game. And ladies especially, but right now everybody, and especially minorities, especially my brothers and sisters out here, brothers especially, because if they going through this lynching stuff, the goal of lynching was always to kill black males. That was lynching. You saw more black males killed than black women. You heard more about black males than you would ever heard of a black woman being lynched. Most likely a black woman's going to be raped. But for black males, they want to lynch you. It's a way of striking fear into you. It's a way to demasculize you. There's a whole bunch on why they did lynching. And yeah, y'all be careful out here. Please, 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 please. You almost did it. And it's D-Boy Stance did it. It might sound like a bitch move to do those seatbelts through your handles. You might want to do the bitch move. I'm just saying. And that way, if somebody is trying to get in your truck, you can hear. The other thing, when you go in here and get your fuel and you come back out, if you're a solo driver, hell, even if you're not solo, one of the first things I do is always look behind this curtain. Because when I look behind this curtain, it tells me if anybody got in this truck while I was out. If I start driving down the road and I ain't look behind this curtain, somebody could have a key to get up in here, pick the shit. I don't know. I'm driving down the road. Next thing I know, I got a friend in the truck. So when I go to the fuel aisle, one of the first things I do after I get back, because I go in, I go to the bathroom, get something to drink, and I have to get the receipt for this company. One of the first things I do is pull this curtain back and look behind that curtain to see what's going on. Make sure. I did it when I came back out here. I was washing laundry. Now I could see the truck from the laundry window. But when I came out here, I done been to Subway. I done been to the bathroom. I done been sitting in the lounge waiting for my laundry to get done. So I wasn't watching this truck 24/7. So when I got back out to this truck, one of the first thing I did when I got in here, I pulled this curtain back and looked back there to make sure ain't nothing going on. Didn't nobody sneak up in my truck. In case you accidentally forget to lock your truck, I don't usually do that, but you gotta, y'all. It's some other stuff. But I am going to put a link below for that video, for that Blaze J. I'm going to put a link below for the news thing that I saw also regarding Taemon. The update, be putting that up. And then you guys, that J Blaze, I would say right now, when I put bail, everything, subscribe to his. I want to know what the brother find out. I'm curious. And I'm watching his channel right now, and shout out, because I think that what he's doing is awesome. I also think it's very dangerous. God bless him for what he's attempting to do, because unfortunately we don't do that in our world today. A lot of the taking on of government agencies and what he's doing, because we know we can end up dead, we don't do anymore, our respective corners. And it's very unfortunate, and he's on the money on some of what he's went after. So it's unfortunate. I'm praying for the family. I'm hoping that we find out the truth. But we never found out about Kamisha. They never found the body of where was the other girl's name? I got her listed too. I forgot her name right now, and I didn't mean to, because I've been getting information. People have been asking questions on her too. We never found out anything about her. Her body's still missing. We never found out what Kamisha, whether she was raped. I'm pretty sure she's probably raped and murdered. But we know she's murdered. We just don't know anything else out of Louisiana. We never found out about the other sister who, while it wasn't a trucking incident, sounds like it was a domestic situation. They never found her body. So her family don't have no closure. So yeah, it's hey Kimberly. Hey Ray for Tube, I ain't seen you in a while. How's it going? There's just a lot going on, and I want you guys to really be careful. And I know some of you have talked to me about coming into this industry. I've done a video on safety. D-Boy Stance has done a video on safety. Tiffany Hanna through Facebook did a video on safety out here. And right now I'm going to say, granted, we've done it for women, but it also now, as we are seeing, it needs to correlate to our men too. And, just be very cautious when you're out here. And, you know, all the glitters is not gold. I know, ladies, sometimes you get these truckers up here trying to be smooth talking. You know, and some of you are very girly women. You're curvy and you're attractive. And they going to be up there, you know, trying to get, because they ain't been with no woman in no damn long time. They out here on this road and they horny. And they dogs. And some of them, don't forget, in this industry, there are felons. Do not forget. In this industry, there are people who have done time in prison. Do not forget. And I'm not saying they're the only ones who could create, who could do a vicious act. But I'm saying there are things that they learn in prison. And some behaviors they ain't gotten rid of. This is a job for some money just to survive. This is also another area in which they could continue to commit crimes if they know how to do it. Okay? You can hold a legitimate job and still be a criminal. We can see that in the White House. I'm just saying. So, you know, in this business in general, there's a whole bunch of crooks even in regular business. Most of your businesses ain't all that legit. So, you be very careful. Be very, very careful. I want to say this because I had a person who was thinking about coming in trucking, and she was like, "Oh, I don't know, because it's so dangerous." And it was back when Carmisha was killed. And I had to say this, and I'm going to say it again. I worked in a corporate environment. I worked in corporate offices where people were killed in the parking lot for domestic situations of the company. I've worked in environments where there have been people who drove their vehicle into the job because of whatever their cuckoo-ness is, okay? We are in a time now where people walk in the office and blow half the people away. Out of class nowadays. And tomorrow you could be in a casket. Our world has changed. Whether you get out here in trucking, whether you're going into your office building, whether you're going to a movie theater to watch a movie, life has changed. When I was a kid, you get in a fight, you put your dukes up, y'all roll around in the dirt, you beat each other up, you do what you have to do, and it was done. You do that today, and you and 500 other of your classmates might be dead tomorrow because Johnny got his ass whooped, and he comes back and shoots all y'all up. Sorry, I like to watch when people back up next to me, and back next to me, so that way if he hits me, I'm really, you know, at night when I'm asleep, But I got a trucker. I mean, he looked like he probably can drive. He got a cigarette hanging out his mouth. You find the truckers that they probably can drive, but he got a cigarette hanging out his mouth, and he might not be from this country. Sometimes, and I don't mean to be mean by that, but there's some people that from other countries, like that Nigerian girl. You might want to watch them back. Like some of the Russian companies, they just take their people right out the damn trucking, pay them a whole bunch of money. I'm always cautious. Like okay, so he's good on that side. He got enough room over here. He should be good. Oh, I'm just watching him. Come on, man. Put it back in there. Turn that damn truck. Hold on, y'all. I should have probably let y'all watch this. So that's him. He's backing next to me. He's got it. I mean, he's got plenty of room on my side. I'm not worried about it. That's him. He's backing. Yeah, he did up. And then swing his trailer a little bit towards me. So he'll give himself some extra room. That's what he's doing. You see how the truck just angled? He's trying to swing his trailer a little bit more towards my side to give himself some room on the driver's side to get out. And now he's going to push himself back over. You see that angle? And now he's going to get under it. And you see how close he just got to me? That was in order to get close to me. Yeah, and he's a nasty trucker. You can look at the window and see that. All that shit up in that window. And the windows ain't, I mean, my windows are a little bit dirty, but I keep my windows clean because I'm driving. I need to be able to see the road. I need to be able to see to back. Anyway, I can't. But yeah, so don't be fearful of coming in this industry because of that. But what you do need to be is alert, aware, and get you some protection. Now, I'm going to say this in the most legal terms for the YouTube community and anybody else who might want to watch me. There are certain items that you are not supposed to carry on the truck to protect yourself. That's not a good idea. Y'all feel me? I'm just saying. That's disclosure for the legality reasons. I'm just saying. So, like, ladies, y'all ain't supposed to carry mace, tasers. You ain't supposed to carry none of that. Now, you could watch several YouTubers who have told you that there's certain discreet protection tools, like flashlights that are actually tasers. You're not really supposed to carry that. I'm just saying. You're not supposed to carry mace. I'm just saying. But I'm saying that because that's the rules. I'm also saying that because most of your major carriers tell you that. Of which I understand. They don't want you to get pissed off and come to the office and blow everybody away. Well, I totally agree. But then it is disconcerting because they're not in this truck out here with these crazy ass people that might be taking your pajamas and hanging your ass from the top of your trailer or truck or cab. Come. Just, like the one dude who went to the casino. It's a white man. He went to the casino, Native American casino. I don't know if he was flashing too much around. And this Native American dude, I don't know if he followed the truck. I don't know how he found the dude. Jumped in the truck, beat the shit out of him, asking him for money. And this man now has seizures and all sorts of shit and can't work. They did find it's ironic, this is a white man, right? They found the Native American who whooped his ass inside of his truck. They found that dude. We ain't heard nothing on Kamisha. I'm just saying. Maybe it's because she's a black young girl. They don't give a damn. I'm just saying. I think that's just kind of weird. Granted, it was a different state. It's a different state. Different city. Different law enforcement. Maybe they're just better than where Kamisha died. I don't know. But, yeah. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Anywho, prayerfully, maybe the family will get with the right organizations. They'll exhume his body and get a accurate report of exactly what happened. I don't, to my knowledge, based on what this guy's saying, and if it's true, there was no autopsy done in his home state of the Carolinas. Mama needs to pull that body back up out the ground and get that done. Don Fever talking about Taemon Blair. The coroner did an updated report on it. I'm going to be putting some links below of one brother named Jay Blaze who is doing some sort of and has reached out. Actually says he is in Fort Wayne, Indiana, or was in Fort Wayne, Indiana like a day ago or so. And he went down asking for reports because he's not buying the BS. The coroner has come out with a new statement because he is getting a lot of backlash in social media regarding the death of Taemon Blair and justifying why he deemed it a suicide. Yet this brother Jay Blaze went down there and supposedly is down there in Fort Wayne asking questions and was told by the police department that the investigation is still ongoing. So the question mark is, why is there an ongoing investigation if y'all are telling us it's a suicide? One thing that Jay Blaze did bring up, which I have heard, is that that Fort Wayne, Indiana is the starting home, a corporate headquarter office of. What's true, what's false, I don't know. But supposedly he is the head of the. That's where the Klan originally started out of. So. And he did bring up, which I just found really a mind-blowing thing. He brought up the fact that normally black males, if they were gonna commit suicide, they don't normally do it based on historical issues with a damn rope or any kind of hanging type thing. A black male is normally going to pull out a gun and blow his brains out or something of that nature. He's not going to lynch or hang himself. And like my thing was, I thought they originally said he hung himself in the trailer, which I was really already struggling with. But now they're telling me that a 6'5" brother hung himself in this cab. So I got nothing. That's some crazy shit. I'm like, they got to do better for me. They just got to do better. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You got to do better. You got to do better. I need you to be more original. My thing was, at least mug them. Take the money, steal something out the truck, put the body under the truck. I don't know. It is Fort Wayne, Indiana. Maybe this is the most original they could get. I don't know. It just don't sound right. And I just be shaking my head with some of his stuff. When I'm around some stuff that's just beyond idiotic, it's just sometimes I just have to sit back and laugh because it's like, this is some crazy as hell shit. This is crazy as hell. Just what they saying don't make sense to me. I'm sorry. I still got question marks. Well, y'all, let me read comments. Y'all, let me go back for a minute. BBW, I want to know who the new black person was that got killed in trucking. Queen, you saw my wink. I'm reading about your truck with your husband. What you just said about your husband in that little comment about what he got on his truck. You saw my wink. Ray for two, but say hi. Yes, we have to definitely stay safe. She brings, okay, when you talk about women, we're going to come back to that. Give me a second. Yeah, okay. So, ready for tube? Let me go back to, because they both said something. So, I know I've been a tomboy all my life because I told you about the whole alternate lifestyle thing. I don't date anybody now, and I've been a tomboy all my life. Now my hair is short because on my mother's side we lose hair. So if y'all see, I'm very thin up here. So I just cut it off. I started just cutting it off because even if I wore a little fro, I look like that old uncle who trying to keep it. He's like, bro, let it go, let it go. So I just let it go. I go and cut it off, and I kind of do like a little, just fade it down and seizure it. I've been trying to get it to wave because it will get a little longer, but there's a point where it's just, if it gets too long, you can tell I'm too thin right in this area. So I keep it, shaved and brushed. Now, if I'm in my jacket and I'm bundled and it's cold and I just wear one of my skull caps, you think it's a dude walking across the parking lot. I got a big ass, but you just think it's a dude, okay? When I'm a little bit smaller, I still have a big butt. My frame is probably a little more male looking now, more even curvier because I'm fatter and I'm filling out all the female areas. Your breasts are bigger, you got bigger. I already got a big behind. Ladies. And I did this one day and a woman looked at me and I think she thought I was a man looking at her, but I was really looking at her as a woman who was thinking, baby, you should not dress like that here. She was a female, and when I'm staring at her, I'm sure she thought I was a dude. She gonna stare back at me crazy. I'm thinking, if I was a man, what do you think you're portraying right now? This is what you're wanting, is for some dude to stare. I was staring at, what the hell is, what's this baby thinking? Now, I see you guys. You dolled up. You got your fingernails. You don't want to lose your femininity. And I appreciate that. But you guys need to be very cognizant, aware of what attention that might bring in an arena where some of these guys don't get home a lot. Some of these guys, like I said, have a felony background and may have learned other behaviors in prison. Some of them may have committed sexual crimes and be in this industry. You don't No. So you have to be very careful. And I'm not trying to tell you got to look like a man, but I am telling you, be careful of how far you take looking pretty or sexy out here in this industry. Okay? You don't have to look like a man. You can still be female. But be aware of the industry you're in and what kind of attention that can bring. Okay? We want to see you get home. Exactly. Exactly. You're not going to the club. You're not going out to dance. You're not going cocktails with the ladies, the girls, or on a date. Dress the part. Usually when you see me, I got t-shirts on. I do wear polo shirts. I wear sweatpants. I have to because I'm fat. I wear men's pants. So when I'm out here in this industry, I wear the men's sweatpants. Or if I go and if summer hits, I'm getting ready to order some shorts. I order from the big men's catalog, and I like the shorts with the extra pockets because I put flashlights in my pocket. So I dress in gear that is appropriate to the job, and that is key right there. She brings dress for the job, and in this job, I dress for what I gotta do. Okay, I have to get back there with a flashlight. Sometimes I gotta put those in different pockets. If you wearing booty shorts all tight and jeans all tight, I'm sorry, that's not. You gotta. It's almost like these brothers I see with the pants sagging, and I saw, and white boys too, can't even run across the. I saw one stop 4 times to pull his pants back up to the lowrider position, and run some more till they was almost at his knees. Stop, pull him back. The hell? Dress for the job, okay? Dress for the job. I want to look like the ugliest dude on the block, on the road. I feel you, Don Fever. I feel you. Brave for tube. He said, you got it right the first time. The difference in the system for blacks and white. That has never been anything different. You know, my grandfather was shot and killed at his place of business. He was picking up rent. He had a club that he ran for like older people. They would do bingo, Pekino, poker. When he got too old, one of the ladies who was somebody he had dated and also one of the clients, she asked to rent the business and then she would run it. She paid him every Monday night rent of like a grand, like $1,000. That's how much the business was bringing in money. The old people get in there and just gamble. And wasn't a little small shack house in the hood. And he'd been running for years. The cops used to come by. I mean, my grandfather was donating to the cops. Y'all understand what I'm saying. And nobody ever really bothered him. Times changed. And they came in to rob the club on the night he went to collect the rent. They robbing everybody, and then something happened at the end. They weren't leaving. And my grandfather said, you got everything you came for. Y'all can go and get the hell out. And one of the young men, he went to unload the gun. My grandfather shot him in the leg. That was all my grandfather could get off, and he unloaded his entire gun into my 70-some-year-old grandfather. Instant death on the news in Arizona. And I mean, they got all the people that were involved in his situation because he did shoot one of them in self-defense. And they got them and all 3. There was a getaway driver, and I forgot who the other one. I think 2 of them were relatives. There was some, I guess they were drugged up too. There was just a whole bunch going on. But I'll be honest, had it not happened like that and they would have got away, it was not, I mean, because of maybe some of my grandfather's affiliation with law enforcement, he got a little more media attention only in Arizona, and they also caught the people involved. But for the most part, when it comes down to us, we don't matter. We really, honestly, we don't. And unfortunately, the other issue with Taemon is that he had a criminal past. And even though he was turning his life around, it doesn't matter. I mean, you understand what I'm trying to say? It doesn't matter. And so, unless he's somebody, we're looking at Jussie Smollett right now with his drama. Unless he's somebody on that level, it doesn't matter. And even on that level, it might not matter. it's hard. It's really, really hard when you see this kind of stuff and you see the violence. In my grandfather's case, it was black on black crime, which is already, that's a whole nother issue in our society, which is disgusting, with all that we already go through. And now we have reactivated things that that happened in the 60s, lynchings and things like that. I mean, they were never truly dead. Trust me, I told you in 82. Thank you guys for the condolences. That was years ago. That happened. My grandfather, I was in my 20s when that happened. But you know, that was black on black crime. But now we've reactivated. There's something reactivated because I believe of our political climate, where a certain group is unhinged and they feel they can do what they want. Whether you're African American, whether you're Jewish, whether you're Latino, whether you're Middle Eastern, if you aren't in their view, if you're white, or if there are any very few original Anglo-Saxons in America. That's why I like DNA test. This new DNA test where they spit in the thing and send it. And Sally Sue thought she was white and got some Africa up in her. Because they don't know the history. They don't realize that sometimes master took his slave children in. And especially if they could pass. You feel me? And you might have been brought up and your ancestry is in the household and you didn't know your mama got some Negra up in her. Because your grandpappy from way back when on the plantation liked him some black women. I hate to say that. And since he couldn't just openly date them, he would rape them. Let's just go there. We won't even, y'all don't even want to have me go to history because I can't. There's a lot going on right now. And you do have to be cautious. That's why, like I said, sometimes even when I go to Iron Skillet, I mean, I have to have a real craving to go in there and sit down and just eat because you listen. And sometimes we go into restaurants and some of them might be quiet because we already know what would happen if we open our... It's just disgusting. I sat in there and I listened to them talk about political climate at one truck stop, and I watched 3 black men, and their face, you could see it. You could see the brothers. You could see, and my heart just went out. And I am a black female. Don't get it twisted. But for you to talk that way and a black man, because it's like you trying to demasculate, take his masculinity from him, and they already struggling just to have it. Don't even get me going. Don't even get me going. And you get these guys up in here who you can tell, you know, one tooth in their mouth. They probably live in a damn trailer that's falling apart. Don't know 2 from 2 equals 4. You know, 2 plus 2 equals 4. And 2 minus 2 is 0. They don't know. Don't get up there and talk like they genius. Like, yeah, we needed a businessman to run the country, and he's doing a fabulous job. Don't know shit about business. I tell you about business. I worked in it. And business is dirty. It's crooked. They want people who are loyal to their bullshit. They more crooked than most politicians. And business is political. You don't know what the hell you're talking about because you're not educated to know what you're talking about. Go back to your trailer. And I don't mean to be mean. That's what you want to say to them. I be sitting up there just shaking my head like this fool don't know what the hell he's talking about. And I don't mean to be. My father's kind of the same way. He has a very country mentality. Like he thinks if he lets the car burn down to the ground, that his insurance company's going to replace it because he's got Liberty Mutual. Replace it how? Because he's ignorant. And I'm not trying to be mean. It's just the reality of his knowledge. But you think he think he know what he's talking about. He's like, oh, okay. That's what I just get to a point and go, oh, okay. If you lucky, if you get $500 for that carpet burned to the ground, you might want to make it last as long until you need a casket or you get into the nursing home and can't drive no more. You might want to make that car last because you said you can't afford another one. So foolish. And I see a lot of that, like I said, even in these people that get in these truck stops and be talking stuff. Brave for Tube, I'm be honest, and I'm Christian. I believe he's supposed to be there. I really do. And I know that I did not vote for him. I have African American friends of mine who are staunch Christians too, and they did vote for him based on their Christian viewpoints, on what they feel he represents because of the Republican Party. I didn't like really any of the candidate options that we did have. I did not vote for him, though. I'm going to say that. However, I do believe in a biblical statement that says God places kings, which means he puts people in leadership. I believe Obama was supposed to be, and all the presidents that have been in office were supposed to be there for whatever God's purposes are. I believe that we're in a season, and I'm just putting on a little bit of Christian hat here, of what's called exposure. If you're noticing under this president, what has happened in our culture and our society is that things have started to expose. They started to come from the surface, which is why we are now seeing things that were very dormant are swept under the carpet. The problem with things that you put that are dormant or you sweep under the carpet. Hey, Flossie One, baby girl, what's up? The problem when you sweep stuff under the carpet, I want you to think of a wound, okay? And if you cover a wound and you leave the dirt in the wound and all you do is cover it up, all it does is become pus, nasty, and gangreney. In order to get free from some stuff, it has to be exposed. So now we're at a climate where exposure is happening. We have the hashtag Me Too movement, which is exposing all of the dirty stuff that has happened with whether it's molestation, incest, people on the jobs doing sexual harassment, and we sweep it under the carpet, letting Chester the molesters, because they are famous, continue in making millions of dollars, and we're okay with that. Now, all of a sudden, in the climate that this individual has brought to the surface, we're starting to see the truth of the dirtiness in America. And there's a weird exposure that's happening. The only way we get freedom in anything is that you have to expose it. Once it's exposed, then a person can choose to be free, or they can still choose to stay in their foolishness. I always use my dad as an example. It's a perfect example. You're incontinent. You can't hold your piss anymore. You're on a catheter tube. You're not flushing your bag out enough. On top of that, you're not wearing the right incontinent underwear. So now you're sitting in a house that smells like piss. You're going through money like water because mentally, and it's psychological, you want to wear the big boy pull-ups that look like regular underwear. Why? Who's looking? Who cares? But for you, you're still in your foolishness. Well, now the chickens are starting to come home to roost because his money is starting to come to where he cannot support this crazy delusion. And eventually the chickens are going to have to come home to roost, and he's going to have to make some decision, or he going to be really looking foolish about food, about other bills that he's got to pay, because he can't stay in the foolishness anymore. And I think that's some of why he thinks he wants me kind of be there, because he thinks that's extra income that's going to come in and pay. I'm not going to pay those bills. I'm not, for you to continue in dumb shit. I'm not. So some people want to live and ride their delusional bike in their fake world of normality, of what they consider normal, and it's totally abnormal. So we need exposure in order to say, hey, this is some abnormal shit. It's not, and I'm sorry to go there, it's not right, it's not normal, and you need to make a change. America needs a change. People like, oh, we needed a businessman, and now we're seeing business is corrupt in America. You don't believe me? We don't have to even look at Trump. We can look at Wells Fargo. We can look at Bank of America. We can look at the mortgage situation that happened and see how corrupt business is. So it amazes me that people looked at this individual and they voted for him because they didn't want a politician. I worked in business. Business is heavy politics, extreme politics. And what's getting me is as I'm listening to the news media that talks about, oh, he wants loyalty from people. That's a business tactic. I was pulled into management meetings when I was in management, told even to support people who I knew were assholes, who I knew were evil, who I knew did dirty shit, because we must have a concerted front, meaning we all must align. And we would support assholes, people who did malicious, dirty stuff, and they wanted loyalty. There is nothing he is doing that is not straight American business tactics. That is what needs to be exposed. Our businesses are dirty. Oh, yeah. I got my play sis and her daughter both voted for him. Yes. And they are black. Yes. And they're Christian. I believe they're Christian. Now, you know, ain't my thing, but I mean, I knew the Lord knew he's going to be in there. So Lord knows what he's doing more than I do. The Bible says I take the dumb things to confound or confuse the wise. Are the foolish things to confound or confuse the wise? And I be sitting there going, Lord, I am so dumbfounded and confused. Because every day I watch this ninja, I'm confused. But, you know, I get it. I get it. I get a lot of what's going on. And, I really believe we're just being lined up for some prophetic things that are coming in the near future. That's why I tell people you need to make sure. And I'm, you know, I do swear on here sometimes. I use the SHIT word. It's my word. But I do believe that there are prophetic things and reasons why he's in office that have had to manifest. And you need somebody who's like him in order to maneuver him. And he's maneuverable because he's so narcissistic. And he's a different dude. But everything is happening right now in America. There's a big exposure coming on. You just look at, I mean, everything. It's just in every facet. It's like everything's being bubbled up to the surface and exposed. And a lot of different facets. I'm watching it and I'm like, It's one of those moments. It's one of those moments. In a lot of different facets, I'm just seeing that. Bible, that's what the Bible tells us to pray for our leadership. That's what it tells us to do. And that's all you can do. It really is. My best friend, she said, I hate him. She absolutely heard her husband. They hate it. Her husband said, he can't stand him. And he's a Christian guy. He like, I hate him. I actually don't hate him. I actually kind of feel sorry for him because he's so, he reminds me, him and my dad remind me of each other. Two grown little boys. That's why I call my dad. You just a grown little boy. Two grown little boys. That's exactly what they are. Grown little boys. Anyway, y'all, I'm gonna get my little black butt off of this channel. This little dog, hold on, let's see if I can turn around. Look at the little dog. Y'all see him? You see little doggy? Him and his owner. He cute as hell. It's like, I think it's a Chihuahua. He cute as hell. Wait, I'm gonna get my butt off of here. Y'all got any questions, drop them below. Please share this out. Give us a thumbs up, a like. I got 7 hours I gotta sleep, if that's 6 actually. Get me a nap in here and then I'm gonna be rolling to Lubbock because my 34-hour reset should be completed by then. Please don't be scared about coming in this industry. There are things you can do to protect yourself. Use wisdom if you do come into the industry. Be praying for the Blair family, and let's pray that we find out truth and not lies. I will be putting the links below. I recommend going to check out that Jay Blaze video. He has 2 videos. I'm only going to post one of the one that I like the most, which is the last one he did, but you may want to watch the one previous to that, where he talks about being made aware of the story about Taemon. I'll also be putting the link on the coroner's report. The coroner's report, the updated report, so you can watch that. It's a newscast thing, and they'll talk about that. He's going to talk about it some more. But like I said, when you start having to release reports to justify your stuff, You have to justify. That means you might have lied. We just learned that with watching New Politics, right? Anyway, y'all, two, be blessed. I'll do a live probably here in a few days. You guys didn't get to watch the 411. I did the topic on being in business, DCI's on. I did mine on the YouTube channel, the Trucker 411 YouTube channel. DCI did his on the Facebook page, and I don't know if D-Boy Stance is going to be able to get hers done. And I don't know if Shy's going to get his done. But anyway.